There was once upon a time, many, many moons ago, there was a little boy by the name of Edgar-O who had a dream to one day have one of the biggest Halloween collections of all time. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to yet another video here in the House of Nightmares. As you can see from the title of the video and what I'm surrounded by, in today's video I am going to talk to you guys and show you my animatronic collection. Everybody's seen the Chucky collection, and even though a lot of people have already seen my life-size collection of all of these props, because if you haven't seen my Halloween walkthrough, which is one of my favorite videos of all time, so if you haven't watched it, I will leave the video and the link down below because it's a really good video and it took a long time to do. But in today's video we're going to get a closer look at all of these props. I will let you guys know where I bought them, how much I paid for them, and I mean it's been a journey because try to collect all of these and try to find them, especially because they're so rare and so expensive, especially now. I gotta say, I feel very, very blessed and lucky to be able to have these finally in my hands, the originals. So let's say no more, go grab yourself a little snack and let's jump right into the video. Alright you guys, so you know that I'm a huge Halloween fanatic. I'm obsessed with Halloween stuff and Halloween props. I just love everything Halloween related because I don't know, I guess I've always wanted to be kind of like an actor and wanted to be in a horror movie, and because I love Halloween and horror props and Hollywood props, and all of this to me feels like I'm in a scary movie set. And a lot of people always ask me, aren't you scared to just like walk in your room and have all of this just propped up? And to be honest, I am not scared. I've gotten used to the idea that these are just props and it's just made out of plastic. It's just like a Barbie doll. I mean, a lot of kids like Barbie dolls, you know, but these are kind of like my Barbie dolls to me. Now, this is something that I collected throughout the years. This took years and years and years and a lot of money and a lot of investment. Now, you got to keep in mind that in order to have a collection like this, it's going to take time, it's going to take years, it's going to take patience, and most important, it's gonna take a lot of money. It's possible, it's definitely not impossible, and I've never in a million years thought that I was going to ever have a collection like this, and here we are. All right, so let me begin with the first one, which is the one to my right side, and this is the Annabelle doll. This is the funny looking Annabelle doll, but it's the closest Annabelle doll I was able to get my hands on, and this is actually from Party City, or I should say Halloween City, which is pretty much the same company. And yeah, this was $100. She is an animated prop. Her head does move. Unfortunately, it doesn't have batteries right now, but I mean, for $100 just to have set up, I'll take it. She does look really, really funny. She kind of reminds me of the Annabelle doll from A Haunted House, the movie. It's a spoof of the Annabelle movies, and I mean, for $100, beggars cannot be choosy, right? All right, and moving on to the left side, we have the amazing, the incredible Sam, brought to you by Spirit Halloween. Now, of course, this was released this year by Spirit Halloween, and I was so lucky enough to get one of these. My Spirit Halloween that just opened up did have them in stock. Obviously, Trick or Treat is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It has to be my #1 horror movie of all time, and this little guy was $180. But of course, you could use your 20% off coupon if you signed up with them, which is what we use. We use our 20% off coupon, and this is such an incredible prop. I'm obsessed with this prop. It is so cute, and what I like about this prop the most is that the head comes off and you could actually put the other head. It's a pumpkin head, so it comes with 2 different heads, and I think for $180, I mean, it could have been $200. I still would have bought it. Sam is one of my favorite characters, and finally I was able to get my hands on him, and yeah, I can't say any more good things about it. But if you go to your local Spirit Halloween, make sure you get him because he is a top-notch prop. All right, you guys, moving on to the next prop, and that is the Nun. Okay, so this right here is actually not a prop. This is not an animatronic. She does not move. She does not do anything. She's just a standalone prop. And to be honest with you, it's just a mask. I don't remember who made the mask, but it's somebody from Mexico City who made the mask, and the mask was $250, and the rest is just the costume. The hand, I bought this at Michael's, and the costume is just a nun costume from Spirit Halloween. Oh, and then underneath it's just one of those mannequins that you prop up and you set up with clothes. So yeah, and I just wanted to always have a nun prop, and obviously they don't sell them, so I had to make my own. And with this mask, this is just creepy as hell. Yeah, the mask was $250. I don't remember who were the creators, but they do make a lot of great custom masks, so I would tell you to check them out, but I don't remember the name right now. All right, who's next? Let's talk about the nurse right behind me. Now, this is what I think it's the nurse from Silent Hill. I know that's not what they call it because I guess maybe legal issues, but this is the nurse. She is an animatronic. She is animated, and I actually bought 4 of her. And the reason why I bought 4 of her was because they were so cheap. Now, I bought these last year for Halloween. Well, they were actually cheap after Halloween. The original price for these were $180. So I was unable to get her, but the next day after Halloween, I did go to the store. It was Halloween City, and they were having a 70% off on all of their animatronics, and she was one of them, so the total was like $45. And of course, if you've seen the movie Silent Hill, you remember the nurse scene where they have a bunch of nurses, and that was kind of like my vision. Like, I wanted to have a bunch of nurses. That is the reason why I bought 4, and she's cool. All right, and moving on to my daughter right here, we have The Exorcist. Now, The Exorcist is such an iconic, scary as hell movie, so it was only fair that I get the prop, and actually I've had her for quite some time now. She is legit one of the best props that I've seen out there for an Exorcist prop, and that is because of all the features she has. She talks, she moves, she shakes, and her head spins 360. Her eyes light up. Unfortunately, because I've had her for so many years, she does not work anymore. When I plug her in, the only thing she does is just shake, and her lights do light up. But other than that, I simply have her just as a prop. The original price for her is $250, but when I got her from Craigslist, and she was only $60. So I got lucky enough to be able to get her for such a low price. But if you can get your hands on her, no matter what the price is, I say go for it, get her, because she is a show-stopping at any Halloween party. Any trick-or-treaters that come to your house, they will be scared because she is a true classic. All right, and right next to her, we have Hannibal Lecter. Now, Hannibal Lecter is one of my favorite props from all of them because the way that he looks, he is, I gotta say, one of the most rarest props I have ever seen. He is definitely a collector's item, and he is so hard to find, and people who sell him on eBay want crazy money. Some people want almost up to $2,000 now. That is a lot of money, and that is how rare he is. I think a true Hannibal Lecter fan would probably spend that much money. Personally, I wouldn't, unless I really desperately wanted to have him in my collection. I've only paid $300 for him, and again, I bought him off of Craigslist. I think a lot of these were off of Craigslist, but not from the same seller that I got The Exorcist. This was another person, but he was $300, perfectly working condition. Unfortunately, since there has been so many people who come into this house to check out my collection, a lot of people like to touch. A lot of people do touch the face, they do touch the mask. Now, what he does is he moves side to side, his eyes go up and down, and then when he does that move like he's about to eat you, his mask does go down. Unfortunately, his mask no longer goes down. The mask doesn't work, but everything else works. The voice box works, he moves, the eyes move. So it's just the little mask that's around his face. It just no longer works. But yeah, he's one of my favorite props. Alright, moving on, and right next to Hannibal Lecter we have Pinhead. Now again, Pinhead, like Hannibal Lecter, Pinhead is another rare prop that you don't really see often. A lot of people selling on eBay or Craigslist. Honestly, I haven't seen a lot of people sell Pinhead. I don't know if it's because a lot of people don't want to sell it or they didn't make a lot of him. Whatever the case is, Pinhead is another rare prop that I am so fortunate enough to have. And lucky for me, Pinhead works from head to toe. Everything about him works perfectly. The box that he comes with and on his head, on his hands, like in the movie, it lights up. His voice box works, his head works, his eyes work, everything about him works. So I tried to be really careful with him. I bought Pinhead from eBay, and this was actually a bidding war, and I paid $400 for him, and I don't regret not one penny because he still works. Everything's perfect about him, and he is a rare piece. So I got myself a little investment with Hannibal Lecter and Pinhead because they are so rare that if I want to sell them, I'm pretty sure I can get a lot of money for them. I mean, not a lot, like $1 million, but I can definitely get more than $400, which is what I pay for. Alright, and moving on to the next one, and that is Michael Myers, which is right here. Now, of course, this is the Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. Personally, I like this Michael Myers better than the other one. There are two versions of Michael Myers. Is this one and the one with the white mask and black eyes. I really like this version better than the other one, and I bought this one off eBay also, and I also paid $400 for that one, and it works. Everything about him works. The knife goes up and down. The voice box works. Everything about him works perfectly. Alright, and moving on to the next prop, and we have right here Jason Voorhees. I don't know if you can see him. You could probably barely see him. I'll do a close-up of him, but we have Jason Voorhees right here. Now, let me tell you about this prop because I have a really funny and interesting story about how I got him. So Jason Voorhees was only $60. I only paid $60. Wow. I got him from Craigslist from a seller saying they really needed the money and they were just trying to get rid of him. So I remember contacting the seller and I was like, hey, I'm super interested in this prop. Do you still have it? And they're like, yes, we still have it. If you can come pick it up today, we really need the money. So I was like, I'm all in. Let's go get it. This was like at 8 at night. I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit skeptical about that because I'm like, what if it's a killer? What if I get kidnapped? But of course I didn't go alone. I did bring hubby with me. When we got to the place, it was in a really dark place. It was in the parking lot of a factory, and I'm like, this is freaking me out. I almost drove away because we did drive an hour away to get the prop, but I was like, you know what? It's $60. I need the prop. I don't care. This guy is regular price, $250. They only want $60. Let's go get it. When we pulled up to the parking lot, I was scared because it was really dark, and it was pretty much almost in the middle of nowhere. So as soon as the people pulled up, they had their kid with them. So I'm like, okay, that kind of made me feel safe because I'm like, they're not gonna kill me with their kid in the car, right? Yeah, they were really nice people. It was $60. He doesn't work, but the voice box works. So pretty much this prop, what he does is he has this machete and the arm goes up and then it goes all the way down. Like in the movie, his arm doesn't do that, but he does move side to side, and the voice box works, which we all know Jason Voorhees doesn't speak, so it's only the Friday the 13th theme. They did tell me that, the seller did tell me, hey, it doesn't work, the only thing that works is this and that. They did send me a video of him in action, and I was okay with that. I just really wanted the prop. Like, I really don't care if any of these work or not. I just want to be able to prop them up how they are right now. And man, that has got to be the best deal I've gotten out of any of these props, and I'm so thankful for that, and so thankful I didn't get killed. Alright, and coming down to the next prop, and that is Freddy Krueger. Now, this is the Freddy Krueger from the remake that we got. Now, a lot of people don't like the remake. Personally, I like the remake. I think it's a great remake. A lot of people don't like this remake, and I think the reason why they don't like this remake is because the guy who plays this Freddy Krueger is not the same guy that played the old Freddy Krueger, which is Robert. But I think if Robert would have came back to play Freddy Krueger again in this remake, everybody would have loved the remake. Personally, I love the remake. I think it's a great fun remake. It's enjoyable. But yeah, this prop right here, which is the Freddy Krueger prop, I bought this one off of eBay and he was $450. I remember the seller wanted $600 or best offer. My best offer was $450 and they accepted the offer, and here we are. Everything about this Freddy Krueger works. The voice box works. He says a lot of phrases from the movie. His hand does go up and down, and not only that the hand goes up and down, but his fingers also move. The butter knife fingers, they do move. So everything about this prop works, and I like this prop. Now, I do know that they do have two different Freddy Krueger props. This is the newest version, and they do have the old school version, which is the rubber version of the prop. I don't have that Freddy Krueger. Now, that first prop, the old school prop, it is a lot. It does go for a lot of money because it's more rare than this prop. I'm satisfied with this Freddy Krueger. Alright, you guys, moving on to the next prop, and that is Ghostface from the movie Scream. Now, this prop is really fascinating. I really like this prop because it's a prop that you wouldn't think they would make. So Ghostface, I don't remember if I bought him from Craigslist or eBay. I don't remember, but I do remember that he was $300, and he is kind of like a rare prop. I do think you can find him on eBay. I don't know if you can find him on Craigslist, I mean, unless somebody's selling him, but I do remember seeing him on Craigslist quite a lot. He is a fun prop, and everything about him works. He does say all his phrases. He moves side to side. His eyes light up. His hand does move side to side. So it's a great prop. Okay, and moving on to the next prop, and that is my favorite prop out of all of these props. If I ever have to sell all of my props for whatever reason, Leatherface is one prop that I'm never going to sell, ever. So Leatherface, I bought Leatherface from an eBay user and I paid $600. This is one of those props where I did not care how much money I paid for, because he looks so real in person. He looks so crazy, and everything about this prop is just wow. I love everything about this prop. When I got this prop, everything worked. Sadly, the freaking chainsaw doesn't work anymore. I don't know if it's because we've been moving him a lot. We moved him a lot. A lot of people just keep doing all of this, but the chainsaw doesn't work. So that means that the prop loses its value, because a Leatherface prop like this one, it is so rare to find, and when you do find it, a lot of people want a lot of money. I'm just happy that I got one, whether the chainsaw works or not, but everything about him does work. The eyes move, the sound effects move. I wish the chainsaw still worked, because the chainsaw does rotate and it does look like a real chainsaw, and I think that's why that is one of my favorite props, because everything about him is just animatronic. The eyes, the body, the weapon, everything is just perfect. So yeah, Leatherface is my favorite animatronic prop out of all of these props. I like them all, but Leatherface, number one, hands down. But alright, you guys, wow, that was pretty much my whole rundown on my animatronic collection. If you are a Halloween collector and you want to have a collection like this one, my best advice is, first, save up, save all your money, save as much as you want, and set yourself a budget. How much are you willing to spend on a prop? And then once you have that goal in hand, and go out there and look for it, and then boom, you could get it. That's what I did, that's what I've done, that's what I continue to do, and I'm so happy that my collection is almost completed. The one prop that I wish to have, and I can't find it anywhere. I've tried for so many years and I still cannot find this prop, is Captain Spaulding. I think that would just complete my whole collection of Captain Spaulding. I mean, it's a great prop. It's, you know, it's just such an iconic character for me. It's like my own little museum up here, and I love it. But alright, you guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. If you guys had fun with me, if you guys enjoyed this collection, this little tour, give this video a huge thumbs up, because I really do appreciate that. Also, if you are new to my channel and this is your first time here, hi, my name is Edgar-O, and I'm obsessed with Chucky, Halloween props, fashion, and everything in between. But alright, you guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.